Hey, it's me, Critsy. Are you having a good night? Everything good? Boy, not me. Oh no. Oh no. Today's episode might be a little tainted by feelings of jadedness and fatigue, and it might be a little shorter than usual, because big dummy Critsy accidentally deleted all of my videos for today, and I think maybe tomorrow. Oops. Turns out I didn't have them in I had them in MKV format instead of MP4 format, so I thought it was safe to delete the MKVs because all my other videos were in MP4. Point is, I'm at like episode 6 chronologically of this series, and I have to go back and re-record episode 3. So, I can't remember how long it took me to get from here to where I was, but I had to restart my entire game and play from the beginning. Thankfully, because I wasn't reading everything aloud, all this took me like 5-10 minutes to get through. So, hopefully, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I've got everything I'm meant to have. Yeah, I got my beeswax and blimberry juice and bamboo flute. Yeah, but not sure if there's anything I'm missing. I went through the mines. I've got my 21 gold and my 4 stamina. I think, actually, hang on, I can actually check that. I'm pretty sure I have the video up of where I started my, the video that comes after this. Hang on. Hello, welcome back to Critsy. No, wait. It would be the ending of the episode before that, right? Oof. Man, I'm having a bad night tonight. Alright, episode 2 ends, I just killed a skunk bear. Yeah, shush. Shit. Come on. Okay, I just killed the skunk bear. I got 21 gold, 4 stamina, 0 rations, and my spirit animal is the ape. Okay, alright. I did manage to successfully get me to where I'm supposed to be. Nice. I kind of just did it all off of muscle memory. Anyway, so, that being said, today's episode is kind of chronologically weird, so I'm just gonna try to push through it as quick as possible. Don't worry, next episode I'll be back to enjoying the game, but for now, this is something I literally just played through. It was either this or completely skip it. Yeah? I just don't want you to be missing it. I probably won't have the same reactions as I did when I was only just now remembering it. Yeah. Anyway, last time we left off was a long time from now, but for you, it was here. Yeah. Oh, God. I'm also recording this before anything else today, so I'm not warmed up yet. Coffee. My saving grace. The sun is now just past its zenith, and everywhere a dusty heat rises from the baked earth. You are worn out, almost to the point of physical collapse. You need food and rest and no more trouble. Today has been too punishing already. Begin to think of where you will stay tonight. Move on. Oh, shit. Hang on. Wait, no, hang on, wait. No, that's not. Also, I've got to save for the next chapter, I'm pretty sure. I hope that still works. Otherwise, I'm gonna be boned. Yeah? Whatever, I can just play more off camera. Look at the village. There we go, that's what I did. Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set, with stone at their bases and thatched roof of grasses and thick leaves. There is, unusually, more than just one street running through the town, but it is as though this place, once rich, has had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village, rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. You continue your slow trek along the path. Okay. You walk into the village. Young hill-dwellers pass you with their strange clothes. Look at them. Their own attire is rough by comparison to your own gear. They wear their hair long, but piled up on their heads, like cavemen. Yeah, I got to see the art already. You won't get to hear me guffaw at the art. The village is like a ghost town here on the knife edge of the backlands. Talk in the alehouse, yeah? There you go. That's what they mean. That's what they mean. Walking down the single road, you find a hut with its front covering pulled wide open, the smell of brewed beer coming from inside. You go in. Several hill dwellers are here, talking gruffly. When you enter, they watch you with understandable caution. The owner of the hut comes over to you. "Welcome to Cristatanti," he declares. "What do you want?" Hello, I want alcohol. Yeah. An evening's rest and drink to wet my throat. Opposite. Ale is 1 gold, please. Please sit. And you go over the sill to sit with the old man. You turn your attention to the oldest man at the table. Whatever face he once had is lost in a labyrinth of wrinkles, and his skin is the color of tanned hides from a lifetime of the beating sun. "Greetings, old man." He raises his mug and salutes. "Stranger." His face is gravelly, like the dusty dirt that lines the streets of this town. "Where are you from?" "I come from Analand." He nods. Not many cross the not many cross through the Cantapani gate in either direction, if you know what I'm saying. "Analand must be kept safe," you answer simply. "From the likes of us, too. They say there's war coming. Something to do with the crown." Don't do dumb voices. I've managed to not swear so far. Here, let me get my desk fan out of the way. I got a cute little USB fan now, because it's like summertime, and my room can get very hot. For me, it's probably like 60 degrees.
Something to do with a crowd.
"Not if I can help it." "Is that so?" he replies the canny old man. "Well, seems like you should be drinking on the house tonight for the good of all of us. Chanty," he calls the innkeeper over, "I'll cover this man's ale. He looks like he needs it." It's appreciated. Thanks, old man," you reply, raising your cup to him. You sip your beer. The old man exchanges glances with the younger man sitting opposite. Continue talking to the old man. Ask him about the area. "Can you tell me something about the region?" you ask. "Cristatanti, certainly. I'll tell you what's around here. We're always glad to help strangers." A whole lot of nothing is what's around here. "Tell me what's beyond this town." "Beyond Cristatanti there are 2 paths. One takes you past Aliana's home, and you best keep your wits about you if she's there. The other leads up into the hills and La Key, domain of the Great Ones. Either way you choose, I wish you the luck of Sindla on your journey." "Who's Sindla?" "God of hopeless causes." The man replies and laughs. The crowd in the inn is starting to thin out. You finish your beer in a single draught and get to your feet. Draft? I don't know. You make to leave the inn. With a wave back at the old man who brought your drink, you step outside. You look this way and that, and trying to decide where to go next, when you realize the old man has joined you once more. He grabs your shoulder and presses a fruit into your hand. "Bomba," he declares through fermented breath. "I grow 'em myself. Good for the stomach." He pats your belly and walks by, swaying slightly. "Nice, thanks, old man. Look at the fruit. It's real good fruit. Thanks. Find an inn." "Oh no, I don't want to sleep at this inn. Wait, actually. Yeah. I ate at this inn, but I didn't sleep here. Yeah. I remember. My future vision persists." You stop a passerby and ask for an inn. They lead you there directly. The woman who runs the place stands in the doorway with her arm folded. "Are you from the king?" "I am on a mission from the king." "Taxes?" she replies. "No." The woman narrows her eyes at you. "This is a guest house, best in Cristatanti. Only guests stay, and guests of mine knows it costs 3 pieces to host a man overnight and 2 to feed him, but it's all between friends." I'll take some food." "I need to eat first." "Food is just being served." Nice and cozy. The woman steps aside and you go inside to sit down. A few minutes later, her husband appears with a steaming pot of skunk bear stew. As you eat, you can't help but remember the terrible smelling beast that dead on the path, and the thought makes you gag. You wolf it down all the same and leave your coins by the table. "You want a room as well?" No thank you." The woman nods once, seemingly unsurprised, then shows you the door. Why does she act like I've done her some disservice? I paid for food, didn't I? Like, I paid her to eat food, yeah? Cover of the forest is dark, and the ground is thick with fallen branches, mud, and briar. You walk for nearly an hour more, then you pass by a tree at the clearing, sleep without eating. You forgo eating, I already ate. You settle down to sleep. It will not be an uninterrupted night out here under the stars, surrounded by beasts, but you will feel a little better for it. Your dreams are vivid once again. You are walking endlessly, the hills moving up and down under your feet like a rippling sea. Every step exhausts you, but no step moves you forward. Meanwhile, tall, black creatures strides towards you, wreathed in a foul-smelling smoke, and in the distance a deep voice booming with laughter. The long, cruel fingers of one hand are curled around the metal frame of a crown, and with the other he beckons you forward as if into a trap. Yep, cool prophetic dreams. Wake early and sit for a moment, in no great hurry to leave this place where you have lingered. This is now the third day of your journey, and the muscles in your legs are feeling lean and strong from so much walking. You spent a short while enjoying the peace, then unhurriedly collect your possessions and set off along the path. Nice good morning. Cristotante is surrounded by several miles of fields. It sits in a well-protected ring of hills and is close enough to the river to be reasonably prosperous. As you follow the path between the line of sun-baked crops, you come to a fork in the road. The right-hand way leads past a set of outbuildings, while the left hand creeps into the woods. Why am I so much faster at reading this now that I want to move on? Hang on, message? Okay, it's not from a friend. It's fine. Wait. Hang on. Yes. Okay. Anyway. Hack my way through. With brute force moving carefully forward, you use your sword to cleave the bushes. Your progress is quick but silent. That implies that quick and silent are mutually exclusive. Someone has thought to make a sign, perhaps a guide, perhaps a warning. To the right is Dumpus, to the left is Aliana. You remember that name from when the man in Cristotante told you. Aliana. The path winds between trees that are greener and more lush. You must be closer to the river here, although you cannot hear the water. After about half an hour's walk through the dappled shade, you come across a well-built hut. Flowers decorate the wall, and the door has been painted with ornate designs. Knock, knock, hello. Nobody. Scout around it. Hello. Nobody. Open the door. Hello. You open the door and stride inside. The hut is neatly laid out. You detect a touch of a fastidious woman. Chairs are set out at a table as if for guests, and a mattress lies in one corner, and a large kitchen area indicates that whoever lives here, they are fond of cooking. Wee, just like me. Call out, hello. Is anybody here? To your surprise, a voice answers quickly. Who's there? Who's that? Locate the speaker. Looking around the corner, hidden by a large cupboard, you see a cage in which a young woman is imprisoned. Good stranger, she pleads, let me out of this cage, I beg you. What has happened to you? You ask. Oh, good stranger, she wails, I have been locked here for 2 days. It was the elvins that did it, those mischievous, prankful elvins. Please, you must help me. I have not eaten, and they left me here, where I can see all my cooking things, but cannot reach them. I'll help you, sure. You going over to the cage? You try the door, locked, of course.
Magic, of course. God, who do you think I am?
That's not my wizard voice. Sorry, I haven't gotten my warm-ups in yet. D-O-P, dop it open. You cast the spell over the lock and it begins to shiver. Like a small beetle, it hums and clicks as its tumblers turn and work. Then, finally, it snaps open and drops to the floor. The woman claps her hands in delight. And with the door open, she rushes to throw her arms around you before backing off pace and trying to regain her composure. Stranger, she declares, I am in your debt. Aliana will reward you. Will you take aid in combat or mastery of magic?
Magic, of course. Like-minded individual, I see.
Very well. She rushes quickly over to a wall and opens a panel that you had not seen before and takes out a small box, which she places into your hands with a smile. No tricks, she says with a smile. All of these things will aid you, if you know what they're meant to be used for. Open the box. Contains a vial of glue, strange-looking nose plugs, and 4 small pebbles. Okay, good. I was afraid when I was going into this that I had somehow missed the nose plugs. Right? But then I guess I found them here, so. The lady has been freed. It seems there's nothing more left for you here. Would you share my food with me, lady? Yes. I believe that's what I did. She nods vigorously, and the two of you settle down at the table. It is a mockery of a family feast, as you carefully divide the last food you have, the old man's nourishing bamba fruit, trying hard not to lose any morsels in the cracks of the wood. She eats ravenously, as you do. Then finally you stand. "I must be on my way," you tell her. "I have many more miles to cover today." She nods. "Of course. Please, before you go." And she holds something out. It's a bag of small gold coins. There you go. That's what you get for being a good guest, my guy. Be a good guest. You bow your head and accept the gift. There are 7 gold pieces inside, and one more thing, she says. Moving along the table, she leans up to you and pecks you on the cheek. "I am Aliana the Witch, and I have killed a good many men with my sorcery, but I choose not to kill you today. Go in peace, young man." Then she steps back, her face as soft and peaceful as ever. Did you imagine her words? Almost certainly not. Time, then, to leave. You step quickly outside, back to Dumpus, and along the path to the fork in the woods. You walk several hours, finding the twists and turns of the path through the trees. Then suddenly you stop. You heard a noise up ahead. Something is moving around and between the rocks up the path. Wait and look. You hang with the trees. There's definitely something moving around, something large and long with a tail that whips between the trees. But now that you've seen it, you're at a definite advantage. Cast a spell! Now, see, last time I never actually got to fight it, because I cast the slow spell, right? I cast slow. I want to cast it, if it's possible, I want to cast a spell that will let me fight it, but it doesn't seem like there actually is. It's just doze and law. Alright, whatever, just doze again. You draw out the spell and the beast slows down, looking suddenly very sleepy and slow. Excuse me. At this speed, you do not even need to fight it. You walk quickly away. Yep. I wish you had the option to dishonorably combat the creature. The path winds a few more times around gigantic trees, thousands of years old, and then emerges into a sudden plain, as if the forests had been scooped away by a gigantic hand. The river trickles between short grasses on its way to a tiny village. Enter Dumpus! Today has been a short day with very few dangers. With a decent meal and a night's sleep, your next day will start auspiciously. So you begin the gentle climb into the village. You follow the path down into the village, passing a sign which declares it to be Dumpus. The streets are thin and narrow, and the buildings have been set close to one another, as if trying to withstand a storm. There's a terrible smell hanging in the air. All in all, it's a wretched little place. Go to the market. Halfway along the track, you come to the merchant's hut. You browse for items worth buying with your 26 gold pieces, and your attention is taken by a finely woven skull cap, a finely crafted sword, and a small bag of provisions. Buy that skull cap, that's used for mojo. Pay 4 gold pieces for that. Okay, and, what's that sword again? Swing it through the air finally. Nah, I'll leave the sword. Okay, that's enough. Then he offers me a job. Is there anything else I can help you with? Is there any work to be had here? Merchant sizes you up. You look like a good worker to me. One of my friends needs some help digging. I'm sure he would pay you. He'd pay you and feed you for it. Digging what? It doesn't matter. You'll find out. So? He looks over his shoulder at the path. I'm going that way myself now. You coming? I'll come that way. Oh wait, can I come that way in like a second? Like, if I go here, do I lose my opportunity to go there? You pass along the main path through the village and pause outside a hut with several of the hill dwellers sitting and eating. They seem deep in discussion about something. Several are shaking their fists in the airs. Lifting up the canvas flap, you step inside. The hill dwellers stop talking immediately and look at you. One gets to his feet and gestures you forward. Step forward. You step forward, and the other one calls something in their native tongue and points at your side, where your sword hangs out below the hem of your cloak. In broken common tongue, the first one croaks, "No weapons!" He indicates the door before you. Look over at the table. There are plenty of other weapons there. So the men appear honest enough. Alright, remove my sword. You unfasten your sword belt and leave it out on the table. The hill dwellers nod to show their appreciation, then beckon you to sit with them. They continue their conversation just as animatedly as before, speaking in a local tongue that you cannot follow. But as they talk, they pour you a drink and provide you with some food. They seem quite welcoming. Sorry, I was taking off my hoodie. Listen to their, ask what they're discussing. After you finish eating, you catch the eye of one of the older men and ask slowly in the common tongue, "What is it you men are discussing so heatedly?" The man looks back to you.
Christi Tonti, arming the goblins.
Tell them you've been there. I've been to Cristatanti. The men nod, but do not seem surprised. Slowly you piece together the story. The goblins the group seem quite sure that a horde of goblins are planning an attack on Cristatanti, which I'm pretty sure we saw last time, which is apparently one of their wealthier spots in the hills. They're discussing whether or not it would be worth helping the village defend itself, which might mean they are offered some kind of reward.
You must help them, I declare earnestly. Christi Tanti, it does not help us, one of the men points out. They are rich, we are poor.
You can be better than... You will be in their debt. The men nod, swayed by your ruthless logic.
And you? How do you fight?
I serve the king of Analan. I help those who need it. The men nod.
Let the goblins attack tonight.
They cheer.
We will use your strength.
The evening now draws to a close. They thank you for your counsel and leave one by one. No, wait, I gotta do that in the other order. Hang on. There we go. Back to the intro of Dumpus. Okay. Talk to villagemen. Okay, now I do that. Step over. Look over the table. Move my sword. Ask what they're discussing. You've been there. You must help them. They will be in your debt. I help those who need it. Okay, now explore the town. I gotta go to the market. Get that skull cap. Yeah, the psychic cap. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll go back to reading everything tomorrow. That's enough. Is there any work to be had? Yes. Sounds digging what? You'll see. He leads you to a house on the edge of the village and introduces you to the householder, a stout man who is probably incapable of lifting a spade, let alone digging with it. What is it you need doing?
Cesspit, the old man replies. Out back, needs digging.
I'll get started.
Spade's out back, he replies with a jerk of his thumb.
You walk through the man's house into the back garden. It smells terrible, and the job is not just to dig a new cesspit, but to dig over the old one. And it's going to be several hours of work that'll probably take the whole night. You collect the spade stuck in the ground by the hole.
Cast a spell, of course! Magic! Wizard shoes!
B-I-G. That's the spell I cast last time. I spent a whole time looking through all the possible spells last time. I can't be bothered. I even tried casting lightning at it. You missed that, and me cackling. You cast the spell and wait for it to take effect. Then you feel the spade turn from a heavy tool to a mere toothpick in your hand. You swell to 3 times your usual size. You have the digging done in barely an hour. You go back to the house and collect your money, 3 gold pieces. The grateful householder also provides you with some food, as well as a space on the floor to rest for the remainder of the night. You settle down happily and are quickly asleep. You dream strange dreams as you sleep. Your thoughts are dominated by the strange woman in the hut. In your mind, she has become younger and more beautiful than she truly was. Flowers seem to blossom from her hair as though grown from the earth itself. Overhead, you fancy you hear the flap of giant wings. The birdmen have come for the crown. Perhaps, before the journey is finished, they will come for you. Prophetic. considering the art for episode 4 is a Birdman carrying you. I haven't played episode 4, you can just straight up look at that. You rise early and dismiss the attentions of the householder and head into the street. Within a few minutes of walking, you are out of Dumpus and back on the road. After another hour up the way branches, with one path heading up onto the hills and the other turning downhill and along the side of a barren, stony ridge. Is that a village you can make up on the top of the hill? Seems like a lonely place for it. Go up the hill. The gentle upward slope becomes a steep climb as you are forced to rest several times. So far, you have been walking through foothills. Now the journey will become much more serious. When finally you reach the summit, you can look over the low plateau you have crested. You see the path runs through a small settlement of crudely fashioned huts. There are villagers out in the streets. It seems like a happy, bustling place, despite the filth in the streets and the barren surroundings. Watch for a while longer. You stay at your vantage point and watch for a while longer to see if things change. After a while, you begin to notice something strange about the way the people in the village are moving. At first you notice one is limping, then another. Then you realize they're all shuffling as they move. Some use sticks, some are even crawling. Watch more. You stay hidden and watch for a while longer. After a while, you realize that whatever is happening in the village, it is desperate. There is no laughter or joy. There is no trade or commerce. The women do not walk about, and the men do not watch them. It is a prison camp. Go and visit these people. These poor people are in need of a savior. You may not be that man, but you can try. You approach, arms open, to show that you are not a threat. Excuse me. The message is not understood. The villagers see you in panic. They begin to scurry inside their huts as if you were an enemy and not a lone traveler. Their bodies are thin and malnourished, and as they disappear through the doors, you notice some of them are missing limbs. Stop at a door and knock. You knock at one of the nearest huts. There's no reply. Enter the hut. You push your way inside. You find the place to be an impoverished hovel. The hut has no furniture. A small fire burns in the middle of the floor, and by the far wall, an ill-looking family is huddling together. The woman lifts a shaking hand as if to hold you back. Hold out my hand in friendship. You put out your hand to greet the man. He shuffles forward and nervously grasps it with feeble strength. Are you magical, stranger? Are you not afraid of us? Afraid? Why? Why? He replies. Don't you know? We have the plague in this village. You spring back from him, but it is too late. You can feel the infection in the back of your paw, on your palm of your hand like a curse. Why didn't you warn me? The man looks at you with wide, sorrowful eyes. I dared to hope, he whispers. You take another step back in fear and regret. You have but a few days. Hang on. There is no question. You must do what you must. You must do what you can for these people. Cast a spell. I hope I can cure both of us. Otherwise, I'm gonna save scum the heck out of it. Fix? No. Doc. Right. Doc. Heal disease. Pulling the blimberry juice from your bag, you pour it onto your hands and cast your spell across it. Then you sprinkle it over yourself. What? Alright, well. Hang on. Apparently I have to, extend my hand after casting the spell. Which implies that I'm metagaming that they are all sick. Whatever. You pour the blimberry juice onto your palm and cast your spell across it. Then you cast your liquid onto the liquid. Not my liquid, the liquid, onto the terrified villagers. At first, the potion seems to burn them, but then you realize it is the peeling skin, boils, and warts that are burning away. The man is shivering as though he has been cold for days. Through chattering teeth, he declares, You have cured us. We have suffered the plague. The plague. So that's what afflicts this village. The man nods. We are no village, in truth. A few of us were cast out of Britanti, a few from Dompas, and a few from other places. They have forced us here with flaming torches to live and die. He looks at his wife, who is whipping. Most of us do not live. How many are here? 30, perhaps, the man replies. We were 100 once. Please. He steps forward, hands outstretched. You have saved us. You can save the others. I cannot. You shake your head. As you show them the empty bottle, they understand. So what should we do? Understand this. You must leave immediately. Oh. The woman is looking at her hands. The skin is soft once more and richly brown. But we are well. We are blessed. The magic will wear off in a few hours. You must leave before then, or you will become ill again. They do not hesitate. Taking nothing, they race back along the path towards Dumpus. You head the other way. From across the plateau, you see the man pause and shout something to you. Beware the Black Lotus! Then he is gone. Okay. Around the village? Beyond the village, sorry. So, when I did that the first time, or, well, rather the last time, I can't remember if I've done that before. But the last time, the first time I was recording this, I had, I was saddened. I was legitimately saddened and had an emotional reaction to that. Excuse me. The path beyond the village leads downhill once more and between thick trees before returning into a narrow goat track that crosses a rough peak. From the summit, you get a wide view. Look around. Ahead, down the steep slope, the next village is sprawled out before you, and even from here you can catch the sound of merry voices and shouting from the trees. It must be a carnival! Looking right, you hear a roaring noise, and can just make out a beautiful, majestic waterfall plunging into a cliff, into a great rock bowl, yeah. You watch for a few minutes, marveling at how clear the water seems. Then it is time to move on. You go along track and keep distance, yeah, whatever. I am very nearly to the end of this episode. Hooray, I can finally start playing back where I left off, hopefully, assuming I don't have to replay everything. Some way down the hill, you stop for a rest and sit on a boulder to survey what lies ahead. The path leads downwards, and at its foot, cradled between the peaks, is a village, and quite a large one at that. Behind you, the sun is falling rapidly into the hills. It will be night soon. Approach the village. Your heart swells. A village might mean a chance to restock on provisions. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of low. You hop down from a boulder and make your way forward. Then, when an overhanging branch touches your face, you hear a lively chirping. Turn around. Who's there? Hovering by your shoulders is a small creature about the size of a bird. It is childlike, but very thin, with green skin, and it flits around you on transparent wings. It seems friendly enough. It even lands on your shoulder with tiny clawed hands which pinch slightly. Cast the spell. Well, actually, hang on. I don't even have to bother. I've got the save to go. Talk to it. Greetings, little creature. And hello to you, the creature replies, chirping. My name's Jan. What are you? The creature does a little backflip and gives a low bow. I'm a mini-mite. Pleased to meet you. Then reaches out a tiny hand and shakes your earlobe. What can you tell me about this village? That's Britatanti, and it's very safe, the largest village in the whole of the Shamatanti Hills. Every traveler who comes this way spends at least one night there, so it's a little bit expensive, even for Minimites, especially for Minimites, but it's pleasant enough. The creature starts hopping up and down. Come on, it grumbles impatiently. Let's get going, can't we? Well, let's get going then. Creature shakes you by the ear in excitement, and you set off along the path once more. You descend into the bowl of the valley. The hills on either side are toweringly tall, and throw the village into a deep shadow. It would seem a very gloomy and threatening place, but from the streets and the distant sound of laughter and merriment, except from whatever. Do a little spin. Excuse me. You continue along the path, the sounds of festivities growing louder. It's almost spooky here in the shade of the valley. And after so long on the dire road, the people in this village seem to be enjoying themselves. See? The Minimite on your shoulder remarks. I told you it was a happy place. Jan, what's going on here? Are they bewitched? Jan shakes his head. No, if there was magic, believe me, I'd know. This is the festival of the young. Oh, shoot. You know what? I forgot. Yeah, it was important that I cast a spell back there, because then it reveals what Jan is all about. Jan nullifies magic that's near him because he doesn't believe in magic. Fuck, I forgot to read that. Whatever. What's that? Well, take a look. Jan waves a little hand around the village. The idea is that once a year, the children are allowed freedom of the village. It's a time of great fun and a lot of pranks. It becomes quickly obvious what he means. You pass the first few buildings where you find a number of children sitting in the street and drinking from deep mugs. Further on, a young boy is holding an old woman over his knee and spanking her. On the other side of the street, a group of boys is fighting outside a hut with a sign that reads, Glandragor's Tavern. It is all complete mayhem. Leave the old woman. You consider helping the old woman, but there's nothing you can do. It is their festival, after all. I believe I go to Glandragor's Tavern first.
Greetings, stranger, he calls. I'm Glandragor. Can I be helping you?
How much is ale?
You must be thirsty to be so upfront. 2 gold pieces, and it's the finest ale in town. Well, it's the only ale in town. I make sure of that.
Leave again.
You know where to find me when you change your mind.
Go further into the town. Oof. Sorry, I've got, like... I took a shower, like, right before this, and my hair is all full of tangles now. I haven't had a chance to brush it. I don't like brushing my hair when it's wet. So I wait until it's dry. Anyway, you head out of the tavern and around a corner to find a group of girls standing by a signpost pointing to the crystal waterfall. They are tripping up elders as they pass and giggling. Ask them about the waterfall. You stop by the group and ask them about the waterfall, but they are too distracted by Jan, whom they delight in poking and tickling and generally cooing over. After a few minutes of asking them about the waterfall, you give up and walk away. One of the girls calls, "Wait, come back!" Another shouts, "The water's good for you!" Jan sighs, already missing the attention, but he comes to rest back on your shoulder. Move on. You walk away, snickering. Wait, was I? No, they were snickering? And now, just to confirm, where did I leave off the last episode? Hang on. Fuck. Firefox is, like, full screened. I try to close it between episodes. Let's see.
Hello, welcome back
Where's
to
that?
Critsy Reads. I'll get better at...
Nope, that's episode 2. Okay. Hang on, I didn't actually need to open Firefox. Close. Go away, Firefox. Yeah, I don't need you right now. Okay. Episode 4.
Hello, welcome back to Critsy Bear, trying really hard not to swear or make dumb voices.
I introduce myself too much like that. Hello. Waterfall. Okay. Alright, so past here. Nice. Alright. You go back past the girls and up ahead at a sign path that cracks in the mountainside. Yes, good. Soon the air is filled by thundering. It's quite a climb, but eventually you turn around the corner in a narrow cleft in the rock and see up the waterfall you glimpsed from the hilltop earlier today. Jesus. Oh, clumsy reading. Large crystal stalactites hang down on either side of the water. There is only one path to reach it, winding up the rock face, and it passes by a small hut where a ruffian is collecting money. Greet the ruffian. Hail, good boy. Greetings, you begin. You collect a fee for the waters. I do. I do. Nope. I do. Nope. I do. These waters cannot be so healing that is not caught an awful... These waters cannot... Oh, I see. He sneezes when he says that. Achoo. These waters cannot be so healing that he has not caught an awful flu from them. 3 gold pieces. Haggle. 3 gold pieces. For a bath, you're a thief. The waters are healing, the ruffian explains quickly. They'll do more than make you clean. Haggle. I'll give you 2. The ruffian considers for a moment. He seems to be won over by your manner. All right. 2 gold pieces, but don't tell anyone I did it. Cool. Pay it. You hand over your coins. The ruffian pockets them quickly, scanning on either side to make sure he hasn't been seen. And there we go. This is where I left off. Hey, Tell next episode, Critsy, that future Critsy says hello. Yeah? Man. I love this game. Even replaying it, it's not that bad. However, I do believe I had more rations. Though I'm not sure. Anyway, bye-bye. I'll see you next time, which is many times ago for me. Oof.